It's funny how I always think I can explain something quickly and then it takes a lot longer. But this one should actually be quick because it's not in depth. I want to explain the difference between karmic partners and false twin flames because for a long time, honestly, I refused to even acknowledge false twin flames as a thing because I would see people say it and I'm like, that is not the right word. It's a karmic partner. It's just a karmic partner. Like, stop calling it a false twin flame. And the reason why I didn't like it was because it's confusing. It confuses people thinking that they have a twin flame or thinking that twin flames are bad. But I came to find out because of seeing it happen with a very small number of clients. Like, literally, I can count the number of clients on one hand. And I had, I guess my order count is probably the closest. So I've had like around 800 clients, but a lot of those orders will be from the same client. So, close to 800 clients over years. And the number of people that I can say have an actual false twin flame, I can count on one hand, less than 5. Okay. So keep that in mind. But for the majority of people, it's a karmic partner. Okay. It's just a karmic partner. Or you could take it as they mean the same thing because they do mean the same thing, but there is a difference with false twins. And I see it in 2 different ways. So if you are someone who meets your twin, starts the twin flame journey process, has never heard of twin flames before, you don't find out, you never even hear the words twin flames until after you're in separation, you're trying to figure out, what's going on, why you can't let this connection go. Other people, other partners would be considered karmic partners, meaning like the ones, obviously not all, but the ones who have an impact on you in terms of your soul growth process in the traditional sense of what karmic partners are. I'm not explaining that so much as I'm explaining the difference between karmic partners and false twin flames. So I'm expecting you to know what a karmic partner is, which is a relationship that is meant to happen also, and you have soul contracts with karmic partners also. So don't think that anybody, divine feminines or divine masculines, can avoid karmic partners at all, because there's a soul contract there that has to be fulfilled also for the lessons. And a lot of times releasing and healing past life situations that you go through with karmic partners also. Okay, so that's important to understand. So karmic partners, whether karmic, like toxic karmics or karmic soulmates, are always meant to be and meant to happen. There's a soul contract there that has to be fulfilled and released before you can move on with your twin, but they cannot block your connection with your twin. Okay, but I have definitely found that twin flames more likely to be in the first wave, second wave, or earlier waves, that if you have not even heard of what twin flames are, then you're more likely to use the term karmic partners because that's what you learn it to be. People in the later waves who have heard of twin flames are more likely to use the term false twin flame, because basically part of what they're doing is they're kind of like fooling themselves, to be honest. They've heard the term twin flame, so now they're on the hunt for their twin flame instead of a soulmate, because they know that twin flame's the ultimate connection, even though they probably don't really understand what a twin flame journey is or what the twin flame connection is. They've just heard it, they know it's supposed to be amazing and the ultimate. So they're looking for their twin flame. They want everyone they meet to be their twin flame. And so they just start assuming that, the first relationship that they have that feels like it could be like that, they automatically call it their twin flame. And then it ends up being a toxic relationship that is oftentimes, dealing with a narcissist or abusive or something like that, because so many narcissist relationships follow that template and pattern. And then they're like, oh, it's a false twin flame. But it's not really a false twin flame. It's just a karmic partner. And the problem that I have with the term false twin flame, like I said, is that it confuses people. It makes them think twin flames are a bad thing. It makes them, it's just confusing. Why are you going to call someone something that includes the word twin flame when it's completely the opposite? But that is like one of the biggest reasons why people are using the term false twin flame instead of karmic partner, because that's what they're doing. They're trying to label every relationship as their twin when it's not their twin, it's a karmic partner. But then because they're so focused on that idea of finding their twin flame, and then when it turns bad, they're like, oh, it's a false twin. Is it? I mean, it's a karmic partner, or it's neither. Okay, and that's okay. Actual false twins, there is such a thing, and it's neither one of those. So the second one, they're using the term incorrectly. Okay, but there is an actual thing for false twins, and it's something different. So actual false twin flames, which I have, like I said, less than 5 clients who have had actual false twin flames. Although I do think it's possible that number will grow, and I'll explain why. But actual false twin flames are when spirit tells you that this person is your twin flame, but they're not. Anyone else that you make the assumption that they're a twin flame and they're not, or it's just your regular toxic relationship, that's a karmic partner. Actual false twin flames is when spirit is leading you to believe that this person is your twin flame, but they're not. And I have seen that happen with 2 or 3 clients where spirit is actually telling them in readings from psychic advisors, readings from someone like me. I have actually been one of the people to tell them this, but I'm not the only person. And one time I was one of the advisors telling them, and a different time it happened way before she met me, and I just identified it. Like, she told me what happened, and I was like, oh, that was a false twin, where spirit was telling her that someone was her twin flame. So spirit tells them through readings with psychic advisors, or directly in meditation. Spirit tells them directly that someone is their twin flame, but they're not their twin flame. And the reason why spirit does that is because there are necessary lessons that have to be learned from that. It's still a karmic partner, a karmic relationship, but this person needs to believe that it's their twin flame in order to fulfill the soul contract and learn the necessary lessons and release the necessary karma from the past lifetimes. So spirit needs the divine feminine to stay with that karmic partner or false twin flame in order to learn that stuff. And they wouldn't stay if they didn't believe it was their twin flame. So spirit itself actually leads the divine feminine to believe that this is a twin flame when they're not, so that they will stick around to get through the necessary lessons. And then when they don't need to anymore, they will have that realization that it's just a karmic partner, and or spirit will tell them, and then they will be able to move on to whatever is next on their journey. It might be meeting their real twin flame, it might be something else, but that is what a false twin flame is, and it's not the same, and it's rare. It's not nearly as common. Why don't we ask? Let's ask right now. I'm not going to set it up so you can see because it's really hard to do, but I'm going to ask. I'm going to ask spirit what percentage of twin flames have a false twin versus a karmic partner. Okay, so 30% of karmic partners are false twin flames. Yeah, and I confirmed the 70%. So, like I was saying, of karmic partners and karmic situations, only 30% are actual false twins in which spirit is being deceptive because they need you to go through your soul path the way that you are meant to learn the necessary lessons. That's your own soul also, okay? I'm just saying. Your own soul is also doing that to you. Saying thanks. But yeah, and that's when spirit tells you it's your twin flame and it's not. Now, 30% is actually higher than I would have thought, but I think I know why. I do believe that it's rare for the earlier waves that had never even heard of twin flames before they met their twin, but I think that the later waves, the people who have heard of twin flames, I think spirit is using that as the path, as the avenue or the pathway for getting them through their karmic relationships. So because, as an example, or someone who, or a hypothetical really, because it's not a real life example, but hypothetical of someone, a divine feminine who's heard of twin flame, she's looking for her twin flame. Spirit will then use that to use that angle to guide them to a false twin flame, so that they will learn the necessary lessons and then inform them that it's not their real twin flame, and then they'll meet their real twin flame. I believe that is why it's becoming more common, but for first and second wave for sure, and maybe even third wave, I think false twins are rare. I would have to double check with spirit, with Jesus about that, but that's what I think. And for at least fourth wave, if not also third wave, and the later through the seventh wave, false twins are probably more common, and that's probably why it's as high as 30%. So that's everything. I just don't like leaving it off on like it feels like in the middle of a sentence practically, but that's it. I hope that explains for you guys the difference between a karmic partner and a false twin flame, and hopefully to use the correct term, which that's just my pet peeve. But there is an actual difference. They're both karmic partners, but there is an actual difference, because a false twin is when someone is led to believe, that purposely led to believe by spirit that someone is their twin flame, even though they're not. And that is so that you will go through the necessary soul growth lessons and follow your soul path, because you're a twin flame and your soul chose to allow soul will to override free will. There is an interplay with free will, but for twin flame, soul will overrides free will. I have confirmed this with spirit. So yeah. So your own soul and your spirit guides, if you have a false twin, are guiding you in that way for a reason, for your highest best, for your highest soul path. And that's what it is. Hopefully everybody understands, but if you have any questions, please feel free to ask me, let me know. Oh my gosh, I had something else in my head, but it went away. I'm not gonna worry about it. That was everything I wanted to discuss and explain. Let me know if you have any questions, okay?